going on YouTube? Eric coming to you with another video. Excuse the hair. Just woke up, just got off a plane, so I figured I'd go ahead and make this video. Let you guys kind of know what's going on. As of today, it's May of 2025. It's been 10 months since my last video. So this video is going to be a little bit different than my previous two videos. As you guys saw in those videos, I would simply just buy parts, show you what the parts were, halfway install them, and then off camera what I was doing to keep the videos relatively short and not just bore you with like all the boring details of installing parts that don't actually fit on the car. What I would do is off camera, I would go through and I'd modify and make the necessary changes for them to work, and then end up posting that video halfway done. Well, that's come to bite me a little bit just because some of the projects that I've taken on, including the brakes, as you guys saw in the previous one where I put the new subframe into the car from the E46 M3. So I put that subframe on the car, end up having to do a lot more grinding, a lot more work for the brakes to actually work than I thought. And I said, you know what, I'll do that off camera. It's still a pretty good video and they get an idea of what I'm trying to do. And I didn't want to just post, 3, 4, 5, 6 different videos just about the brakes. You guys get the point. I wanted to keep it new, fresh, and just a whole bunch of different things that I was already doing. So now I have multiple jobs that are just not completed. And so I kind of want to fill you guys in on the few changes that have taken place since I last made that video. And there aren't many. I'll explain why. So right now, the next video that will be coming out is on the spoiler. Completely redoing the spoiler. It's just an eyesore. Tired of looking at it. It'll be the next video on the channel. I have since taken the car off jack stands, so you guys can kind of see what the suspension looks like. With it all settled. It's been sitting off jack stands for about 2 weeks, so this is essentially the look that you're going to get just driving down the road. Brakes are in there. They are officially on. The rotor does spin freely within there, and they have been bled. The only thing differently that I have done, not sure if you can see it because of how big these wheels are. Essentially threw the brake lines on from Hal Performance. I'll post a picture of those. They were red, so they match the calipers. So they're the braided red. And then just coming over here, as you can see, the car's been sitting out in the sun. I've had the car cover on it for the most part, but sun damage is really starting to take a toll on the hood. And then also the top of the mirrors, and then I'm assuming the roof. Sounds like it was some pretty decent sun damage, but again, we do have plans for the entire car that will take place. Still got the bumper on. Look at the profile. Let's look at it. Needs to be touched up, but the profile just of that rear wing, it's incredible. Then opening up the car, not many differences here either. Everything looks the exact same. Still have the M4 seats. Still working on the wiring. The steering wheel, this floor mats, the shift boot. I need to get the view radio and then button the rest of the trim up. So right now, as far as the seats go, wiring them and then getting the seat belt, a little mounting point to the seat. Essentially the last thing that we're going to need. In terms of the problems that we have, one thing that I did notice when I did lower the car is definitely the toe on the actual tire itself. So as you guys can see, the car is angled like this. Okay? And so when we come up here to this wheel, the wheel is actually here when it should be here. I'll try to give you guys a good view of that. So I'm not exactly sure. If you have an idea of why that's happening, feel free to leave it in the comments, but it should be aligned with that front wheel in terms of just going straight, unless there's different toe angle on the M3 that I was not aware of. Now on this side, there's none at all. So on this side, it's completely straight. Obviously it sticks out way further. That's where the M3 bumper comes in, and then the work that will be done to the car. But in terms of this driver rear, it's just, that wheel is essentially pointing like in toward the driver, and I don't think it's lined up properly. They need to go back through and get an idea of what's going on. Alrighty, and for all of you guys not all of you guys, but the few people who do keep up with the channel, who are interested, who have commented, you know, hey, when's the next one? What's going on? I just want to fill you guys in on what exactly is going on. So it's been quite a while since you guys have heard from me. So I got an opportunity down in Florida, Sunshine State of Florida, as you guys may be able to see by the tan. I've been in Florida. So shortly after my last video that I posted, got an opportunity in Florida for a job. I moved down there, and actually in my lease, in my lease agreement at my apartment, it says that I cannot have a car on jack stands, cannot work on a car in our parking garage. So unfortunately, I have nowhere to actually work on it. And so that has pretty much halted the progress on the car. I have come up a few times. That's where, you know, the brake line's being put on. Some odd and end things that have come up that I've done, like, you know, the 2 or 3 days that I'm here. So that's where those are being worked on, but it's not necessarily enough to make a full video. I am making this, like I said, just to fill you guys in on what exactly is going on, what the status of the car is, what I have done, and then just the outlook, what you guys can expect moving forward. I will not be starting another project, doing anything else until the current ones are completed. So get the brakes completed officially. I want the entire brakes to completely be done. I don't want to have to make a whole bunch of videos on them. That's just not my style. Part 1s, part 2s. That's just, I'm not a fan of those. I'd rather have it all in one video, you know, maybe put out a few shorts as far as what I did, but then the main videos, you know, they're going to be full in-depth videos from start to finish. That's just how I do it. It's how I want the channel to be. So I don't want you to have to go hunt down, you know, 6 different videos to finally see the end result. Another thing, so you guys have never actually seen me drive the car, because the car has not been driven in, I want to say 3 years, potentially. Maybe a few little snippets. What happened was the transmission started to slip. It was an automatic. Transmission started to slip. Started looking at YouTube videos. Ended up going to LKQ, found a manual. And then so that's where this whole, you know, working on this car came about. Gave me the itch to start working on it, modifying it. And then just kind of got into cars from there. Actually, I was into cars before that, but as far as working on my own and then having this become a project car, really where that inspiration came from. And so since that transmission slipped, I put a manual in. I put the wrong kind of manual in. I put an all-wheel drive transmission in. Therefore, it's undrivable. And then as you guys have seen in the previous videos, I then put a rear subframe in, so now the differential doesn't fit. So I need a new differential. The engine was overheating, so either the head is warped. So I'm saying all this to let you know that from here on out, after these current projects that are already started, once I get those done, everything will be getting the car drivable from here on out. I want the car to be drivable. I want every modification that I do after it's drivable to make a difference, and I want to notice the difference rather than just put thousands of dollars into the car and I haven't driven it in 3 years and I forgot what it felt like to drive it to begin with, you know, from stock. No fun. It's just a brand new car that I, you know, didn't see the progress along the way. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is I did get the full interior from an F82 M4. And this is front seats, the rear panels, all the speakers, as you guys can see. And then again, so this is all out of an F82 M4. The same guy who sold me the front seats, he relisted the Facebook Marketplace listing after, you know, 1.5 to 2 years since I bought the seats. So I went about the complete rest of the interior. You know, kind of thought I could potentially squeeze or shimmy the rear seats in somehow, and then all of this was really just a bonus. Now what I may end up doing is, like I said, the speakers did come with. I've been checking out the clips. I haven't actually pulled my speakers out or my door cards off to see. But essentially, you know, if the speakers do work, why not just replace my my old beat up, you know, 25-year-old speakers with some new ones. This did come with the Harman Kardons in his particular car. So if I have them all here and they do fit, try those out and see if they work. Alrighty, so again, nothing exciting in this video. Just kind of want to give you guys a rundown, fill you guys in as far as what I'm doing, what the goals are for the car. I do miss making the videos. I do miss working on the car. But as I said, just being down in Florida just has really taken a lot of time and not allowed me to work on the car. Again, I'm gonna continue to do it. It's just it's a project car, so it's one of those things that just kind of sits there for quite some time. And I do have videos that are currently in the making They've just taken a lot longer because, again, I have to travel up here to work on it until I find a spot down there. So if any of you guys have a shop in Tampa, Florida, and want to help me work on it, feel free to reach out. I promise I'm working on it. I want to continue to make the videos. I do enjoy them. I do like looking back on them. If you guys were interested or curious, this is what's going on.